Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is Rare Illness Day. It's technically classed as Rare Disease Day, but I don't like the word disease, so I'm just going to say it's Rare Illness Day. And I just wanted to come on and let you know some of the rare illnesses that we have as a whole family, not just me. So obviously, as you know, I have Ehlers Danlos, and a lot of the conditions that run and coincide with EDS are quite rare as well. So you have things like dysautonomia issues, which can affect your bladder and your autonomic nervous system. You can have gastroparesis, which is also quite a rare condition. Obviously, you can have certain things like this without actually having Ehlers Danlos as well. But, you know, it is very common. Well, it's not common, but it's quite, you know, a rare disease to actually have. But it's common to have with some people with EDS, not everyone. But it can happen with EDS. I also suffer with essential tremor. The essential tremor could possibly be coming from degeneration of my C5 and C6 spine. We don't really know where that's coming from, but I do suffer with essential tremors, and they are quite rare. It's very rare, particularly for somebody my age, to actually have essential tremors. It's usually when you're a bit older. And although temporomandibular dysfunction of the jaw is not actually rare, I actually have beginnings of arthritis in my jaw, which for somebody of my age is extremely rare. So we also have in our family tooth agenesis, which basically means that some of those were born with less teeth than we actually needed. So these 4 teeth that I have at the bottom here, they're actually baby teeth, and I don't actually have any adult ones to replace them. And my brother is the same. He doesn't have as many teeth as he should have. However, on the flip coin, my sister was actually born with 3 sets of teeth and not, so she actually had too many, which again, it can be related to Ehlers Danlos. Obviously, P.O.T.S is another one that is quite rare and can be linked to Ehlers Danlos. And my brother suffers with Eosinophilical Esophagitis. That can coincide with gastroesophageal reflux disease, but it's actually on the more severe end of GORD. So EOE is a very complex condition. It basically, you have eosinophils in your esophagus, which are basically like tiny villi that basically hold on to bacteria and foods and stuff like that to help it float down. And certain allergens in the air or in your food can actually cause that to cause a problem. And it also means that their esophagus is very thin, so therefore it's very easily punctured and could cause an issue. My brother actually has a lot of choking fits, so it basically can cause like a restriction. So he had a procedure done to actually widen a little bit of a narrowing in his esophagus. His narrowing was called a Schatzky ring, and he had to have an endoscopy and a procedure done to basically stretch that ring out so that food could pass through okay. The only other treatment for that is steroid treatment. Obviously, gastroparesis, the treatments for that would be medications first and foremost. If medications don't work, then they'll try you on some supplement drinks. If they are not tolerated, then the next step would technically be a feeding tube, but then it all depends on how bad and severe your symptoms are. For me, I have a severe gastroparesis, so we are looking at feeding tubes. Apologies about the cut on my nose. Also, I have something called Superventricular Tachycardia syndrome, which basically means that my heart rate will actually go into a really, really fast rhythm. So it can be absolutely fine 1 minute, and then I could probably just sit here talking or cough, sneeze, whatever, and my heart will shoot up to 300 plus beats a minute. just like that. It's so quick. And I have to do a Valsalva maneuver to help with that. If that doesn't help, then it's hospital. Hospital will then give you a medication to slow your heart rate down. Usually it's called adenosine. It can be given as something else, but I don't know what the medication is. And if they all don't work, then it would be cardioversion, which basically means that they would have to basically shock me in order to get my heart to stop and restart. The only other thing that I think is rare in the whole family is a condition that my son currently has called Nephrotic Syndrome. Now, I will be doing a Nephrotic Syndrome video about it completely because March is actually Kidney Awareness Month. But Nephrotic Syndrome is basically a condition that can either be genetic or it can be idiopathic. And Thomas has idiopathic because there's nobody else in the family that has it. And it can be linked with hypermobility or EDS, but they're still looking at research on that and to find out why, because a lot of the children that actually have nephrotic syndrome are very hypermobile. But that's not to say that you would have Ehlers Danlos if you have nephrotic syndrome. And basically what happens with nephrotic syndrome is the kidneys are a filtration system in your body that helps you flush out toxins. And sometimes with nephrotic syndrome, your kidneys don't just flush out the toxins in your body, they actually flush out the good proteins that your body needs for your muscles and everything as well. And then proteins are not meant to be lost. So if you have a high level of protein in your urine, then that's actually a bad sign. Is that can either be linked to like kidney infections. You'd probably find a lot of protein, but also with nephrotic syndrome. So for my son in particular, he would swell, get a lot of pain, and his medications can actually cause thinning and weakness of his joints and bones, which isn't ideal with somebody who is has got hypermobile joints and is query Ehlers Danlos. My EDS is classed as hypermobility type. However, when I was diagnosed, I got told that there was a possible chance that actually I didn't know my family history at the time, but knowing my family history now, it's probably my birth family history. It is likely that I would have classical because we had, and I've got an auntie, a maternal auntie, who actually had a valve replacement. We all have stretchy skin. I tear very easily. I don't know if you can see under my ears here. I get quite a lot of scarring under my ears because they tear a lot. Don't know if you can see. And also, I tear in places like this was just a scratch on my nose and it's turned into a cut. So yeah, these are the things that we suffer with that I know of in my family. We also have Spina Bifida that run in my birth family. We have Spina Bifida occulta. We have which is the closed Spina Bifida. We also have like 3 different types of Spina Bifida. We also have autism in our family, Asperger's syndrome in particular. So there's quite a lot of rare illnesses that run in our family. From our birth family in particular, because obviously I'm adopted, and through me and my children as well. 2 of my children have query P.O.T.S, not query P.O.T.S, sorry, query Ehlers Danlos. One of them is query P.O.T.S. There's me, my brother, Molly and Thomas that actually are querying Ehlers Danlos. I've actually been diagnosed. Thomas has actually been diagnosed with hypermobility. Amy, my eldest, is the query P.O.T.S. I'm also query P.O.T.S right now because I've not actually been formally diagnosed, although my GP is highly prevalent that I do have it. But we all, like me, my brother, and my eldest and my son have heart murmurs. They're all innocent, shouldn't cause a problem. However, I have SVT. My brother has a mild form of it, and I've been told my daughter has a mildish form of it. And my other daughter, Molly, she has tachycardia when she lays down and gets dizzy a lot. So there's a lot of things that run in our family, and I'm just hoping that the kids don't end up with a lot of problems that I do. My worst problem out of all of them would possibly be the gastroparesis, because that's just been the longest without treatment and everything. And on top of that, I also have a mediastinal cyst growth on my spine, which is not actually on my spine, it's next to my spine, plush against my spine, and there is no known cause for that. I actually have an internal birthmark called a hemangioma on my T3, and on my next to my T4 in my chest cavity, I actually have my growth, which is very rare. It just developed overnight and basically started growing. It's stopped growing for now, but it does cause a lot of pain and discomfort. I also have a pigeon chest, which is called Pectus Exctravacum, I think it's called. And it's like a pigeon chest. I have a concave, so it's called Pectus Exctravacum. You can also have the one where it's like comes out almost like a scoliosis type thing. And my daughter seems to have that on her rib cage on her left side. So we think it's all linked. But yeah, that's our rare diseases or our rare illnesses in our family. I will be doing a video on how we cope with our illnesses at some point. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. Happy Rare Illness Day. And I really, really hope that you're all coping okay and that your rare illnesses are doing okay. And I will be back on soon. So yeah, stay safe, look after each other, and please, please, please be kind. And I'll speak to you again soon. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll be very, very grateful. Excuse me. And yeah, just enjoy, and I hope you like it. See you soon. Bye.